All right. Yeah, I'm using Zoom here to do this intro because setting up the whole green screen thing and it would just take too long. I'm trust me, I'm usually better at special effects like this, but today I went a little lazy. Come on. Having the best edits of any hat channel out there, I can, go a little lazy here and there. But we're going to go through and start finals week by going through a review session of all my hats from 2021. I'm not going to go through every single hat. If you want to know those hats, then let me know. And we're going to go through all the different categories and also go through how much I spent on hats this year. And it was quite a bit. Some of my coworkers underestimated. Maybe a good thing, maybe a bad thing. So get out a notebook and pencil because we're going to review before finals week. Let's go. Class, so we're at the part where my green screen thing didn't work out like I wanted to from the day before. I'm recording this part, so we're just gonna do it. I'm gonna treat you guys. You're not gonna see my face for the rest of the video, or for the most of it. So until the end. So there's your treat. There's your late Christmas gift. You don't get to see me for a video. Hooray! Anyway, so if you are new to the channel, I keep tabs of my hat collection through an Excel spreadsheet among many tabs. So I'm sure you can see all the different spreadsheets on the bottom row. But the main one is the green highlighted sheet here. And I apologize for any background music, background sounds of the floorboard creaking and the washing machine going and the one nickel that keeps rolling around, or maybe the button in there. Anyways, so that's why there's post-production, right? I hope. So with my epic spreadsheet here, I keep track of all my hats through here. And in 2021, I have a separate tab for that. In 2021, I obtained, and when I say obtained, I physically touched that hat in 2021 in the chronological order. So, example here, Los Angeles Angels 2010 All-Star Game side patch with the icy blue bottom was a leftover drop from a pre-order that Hat Club did in 2020. I bought that hat in, I think it was Christmas Day of 2020, but it arrived and I touched it in 21. So it counts as a 2021 hat. So there's your reference point there, especially for that one clean room hat that took forever to get. It was ordered in November. I got in like May. So looking at all the hats, I had acquired 164 hats in 2021. A majority of them being hats that I bought myself. There were a few that were gifted to me, a few that were given away to me. There were sometimes, or it was just a giveaway thing. And my new total for hats, if we go to the big sheet here, I am at, there we are. I was my Maline rainproof adjustable navy hat that my sister got me. It's going to be a perfect rain hat. And I'm wearing it right now. You can feel, you can hear that kind of a nylon texture. Anyways, so I was actually closer to 500 hats in total than I really thought I was. So I could have gotten, for sure, I know there were at least 4 hats, like 4, if not 5 hats I could have gotten this year, whether it be the hat was physically in my hand at Lids and I should have gotten the Cubs Irish coffee, or 4 of my hat club orders were canceled. So I think that might be a record for cancellations in a year for hat club. So let me know in the comments down below if you've beaten that record before. So maybe this does give me some time actually to really pontificate, meditate, and strategize going into hat number 500, and try to figure out, what I really want and how to make a good 500 hat video for that. Let me in the comments down below if you have any ideas for all that. But let's move on to the category and then the different breakdowns of the hats. So among the 164 hats, so this first chart here is where I got the hats. I know it's kind of a little wonky here. There it is. I'm using Zoom. This is my first time really using Zoom for a YouTube video. I just usually pre-record something, edit everything out, make it professional looking, make it good looking. Being #1 hat channel on YouTube, having the best edits of any hat channel out there, it's a little bit different for me. So where did I get my hats this year? So majority is other. Now other, I did not ahead of time. I wanted to. I did not have because these categories that are listed up here are not just based on 2021. Because I got a hat from everywhere that I put down from the first sheet, my main sheet. So that sheet before had all the categories that I've had for hats for the past 5 years and even before. So other also counts as like toppers, hat heaven, that I really should give a separate dedicated column for, because I will be getting more from them in the future. So we'll see how that works out. But I know I got a decent amount from those places. So those fall under the other category at the moment. So other than other, next is Hat Club. 18% of the hats this year came from Hat Club. 12% came from 47 brand website. The website, the manufacturer of epic hats, cleanup dad hats that 47 brand makes. They have a great website, one of the best out there, and they have a great, again, one of the best as well, membership and loyalty programs. So I had gotten a fair amount from 47 brand, at least, comparative to this list here. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, it's a close third place between eBay and 47 brand. I got 21 hats from eBay and 19 from 47 brand. So a little close there. After that, 7% were gifts or / family, where it's mainly gifts, because the family aspect of it is I have a few hats that I've inherited from my dad and from my grandma, who gave it to me because it was her dad's hat, fedora, or one of my grandpa hats. So mainly gifts, really, for this year. And then after that, Macy's at 6% is a little surprising, to be honest. But I mean, they have good deals sometimes. I have a card for there, so might as well use it. Get points faster than I would with lids and actually use them. And speaking of lids, I just have in general, I only bought 8 hats from lids this year. That is really surprising, to be honest. That's really low. And it's dedicated for, there's the online and in-store differentiation, which used to matter, but now it doesn't because lids sucks. Moving on to hat styles. Now, some of these percentages don't really matter actually, so I'm going to kind of delete that there, see if that did something. That took the chart away. Anyways, so a majority of the hats this year were fitted hats, but not all of them were 50 on 50 fitted hats, though. There were two that were non-new era 50 on 50 hats that were fitted. Four of them were low profiles, which is the same thing as a 50 on 50. I had 0 stretch fitted hats or 3930 hats. 3930 is the model name for a new era stretch fitted, and it would be nice to get one more or so, but I know usually like a championship hat will have the stretch adjustable kind of one size fits all approach, but the Braves had this year when they won the World Series did not. So that was actually a adjustable snapback, not a snapback, because like here, among the 8 snapbacks and 7 of them wore 950 New Era hats, have a high crown, which is it's basically a 1550 fitted hat, but the back is snap. 16 were adjustable hats, which is strictly hats that are adjustable, but the crown in the front is structured. So like the hat I'm wearing right now, that melon rain hat is an adjustable hat because it has a structured crown on the front side. 51 dad hats. 51 dad hats this year. I think that's actually a pretty good number. Comparative to some of the other numbers here. And 35 of them were cleanup hats. Now, dad hats are hats that are adjustable that traditionally have a strap back, but if a dad hat I would consider to be a non-structured crowned hat, unstructured crowned hat. And cleanups are the 47 brand name for dad hats. 0 fedoras, 0 ivy caps, and 0 bucket hats. And bucket hats are on my bucket list this year. So, mic drop on that one. On that one pun. So, granted, yes, I do thrive, or I put myself as a foundation, as a pillar of hat diversity. Now, does this look diverse? I mean, it looks way more diverse than most other hat collectors out there. Most other hat collectors out there collect the same thing. So it kind of loses quality. Granted, this mainly for some of the newer hat collectors out there. But there are some hat collectors out there that have been collecting either just as long as me or longer than me that probably have a shit ton more of minor league hats. So that introduces a whole new thought and perspective of diversity in terms of what the hat represents. But hat diversity means different hat styles and different things on the hat to represent, not just sports even. So we'll get to that later. But I still think I did a pretty good job with hat diversity here. That I could work on my snapbacks a little bit more for sure. I just can't always put my head around or grasp the idea of a snapback baseball hat. It just doesn't feel right. It's either a fitted hat or a dad hat. Really no, but there should really no be in between, or a snapback. It doesn't feel right for some reason. Maybe I'll go into those in 2022. We'll see. Maybe. So next category is the different brands. Clearly, New Era dominated 66%, 105 hats, and 47 brand had the next number 22%, which was 36 hats for the year. one Adidas hat and then other, and then all these other hat brands, Top of the World, Zephyrs, Decky, Fanatics, Nike. Those were part of brands of previous hat collecting that had a majority there. So again, hat diversity. Yes, I don't know how you guys would think diversity is. Maybe I'm overthinking this, that it should be like more equaled out to really show diversity. Or would you say that having even a handful of something else makes the pool more diverse? What do you guys think? How would you define the numbers of what makes up hat diversity? Let me know in the comments down below about that. I've put together the hat diversity calling card, the phrase, but hat diversity is different for everyone. So let me know in the comments down below how you would really show hat diversity in your way, or what hat diversity would look like to you. Moving on to the label categories. I'm not really going to look at the chart here because it really doesn't matter. It doesn't really hold up well. So I have, so from this year, 129 hats were related to sports. 80 of them were MLB, 6 were NFL, 4 were NBA, 14 were hockey related, mainly working towards collecting all the 32 NHL 50-50 teams fitted hats. I think I'm 6 away. I'm getting really close. 12 WNBA hats. That's about 12 more than most other people have out there for hat collectors. 4 college and 8 NCAA. Now, if you were to make your own spreadsheet like this, I am no doubtingly sure that you would have your own categories and labels that makes sense to you. To me, this makes sense that college is like, a college hat is like one of my University of Illinois hats that I got this year, because a few of my friends and neighbors have gone to U of I. So that's why I connected there, and like my Roosevelt hat, I go there. So if I can connect to the university in a personal way, to the school in a personal way, then it's considered a college hat. If it's strictly for sports, like a Georgia hat, yes, one of my brother's friends from band and school went to Georgia, but I would consider it more of a NCAA hat. That's like, hey, I'm rooting for you for the team, so that's why I got the hat. One of them was a style hat, which, if I remember right, okay, my blank 47 brand maroon cleanup hat. Okay, interesting. I guess that would be considered style. Now, these categories and labels can be applied to, a hat can have multiple tags and labels to the entry. So here's an example where, like, there's 24 Chicago related hats that I got. That's like like the Chicago Sky, the Blackhawks, the Bears, the Bulls, the White Sox. I have 6 Illinois hats, so like the U of I hat. Anywhere outside of Chicago. I did get some other related Illinois hats. So that counts there. And then Cubs. So for sure, Cubs are Chicago hats. But I don't count them as Chicago hats because I know I can just easily add them together to the Chicago list. One custom hat, at least one that I kept. There's 2 that got botched. 15 women's sports related hats. 16 other. Other being not related to sports in any way, or to anything else that is, or colleges, or that has been categorized out. Like one example, there's a Sony rep where I work at Best Buy, and every time he comes in, he'll ask, "Is there anything that Sony can do for you?" And I asked, "Do you have a Sony hat?" He's like, "Maybe, maybe." So when he left for the day, he's like, "I'll check in on that hat." I'm like, "Okay, no worries. Just just curious. I'm a hat collector." And he came back 5 minutes later with a Google TV, a black hat with a Google TV logo on there. So that would be something considered other. So yeah, it's really random, but I love it. So 3 made in the USA hats, 48 had side patches, 51 hats had color UVs, and the two popular colors of pink and blue, 17 and 9 there. So that, I mean, you can look at the graph there, but it's gonna kind of mean nothing really. So I do have a color, just to show you here, color hat chart here. Actually, I'm gonna kind of mess around with this a little bit. I'm gonna cut in the editing, and then I'll come back and kind of do a separate 2021 list of colors. Give me a second here. All right, so this year, look at the majority color, the color of the pie. I didn't have time to fix the color on the wording, but you get the idea. Majority of it was blue. Now, granted, all blue hats are blue. All navy hats are blue hats. Not all blue hats are navy hats. So it kind of skews a little bit of the number. So otherwise, 40% were blue. And then the next number, highest number, is 15% black. Very interesting. Then green was a nice second. Actually, red and green tied for second there. And then no pinks this year. I guess orange would be next. So yeah, should work on some better colors for the next year. All right. So looking at this sheet here, this is, I started back in mid to late January 21 to keep track of how much I spend on hats. Because there goes the washer. Because I was getting into school. I was starting a new program to become a paralegal through Roosevelt University. Go Lakers. And I wanted to keep track of my hats, like spending, so I could have an idea of balancing kind of my budgeting for school, to pay for school and bills like that. So the way I have this all charted out here is per pay period. So every blue line you see, these yellow total boxes, that's a total for a pay period for me. And I've had to shift the calendar around for it, but that's the idea, that it's for a pay period. That's how much I don't go by monthly or weekly. So this is how I total it out. So I think the most that I had seen I spent was like $272. And this middle to the end of August and middle to the end of September were kind of dull, but that's fine. And then red is redactions. Oh, look, another one of the four canceled Hat Club hats. Cubs Brown cereal pack hat. Great. That would have been a top 50 hat for sure. Make sure you stick around, set your notification bell so you're not missing finals week, that you're on time for class, and you get to see all the finals week videos, top 50 hats, the year that I obtained hat review culture, the roast of 2021, as I'm dubbing it, then a in memoriam of 2021 and review of the channel and hat YouTube also. So red means canceled or returned, so that is taken away from the total. So if you can guess, how much did I spend? Oh, I also want to point out this highlight here in the gray. You can notice I went from one like 264. That's my first total that I did. Then 176, little down, and then a huge drop off to $37. Why was that? Well, I um actually now that I look at that, I don't think that was actually $15 I spent, but it was a complete drop off because that's at the time that I was laid off initially at Best Buy. So I for sure cut my hat spending at that point. And then I was very blessed that Hector and Sean, shout out to Hector and Sean, two managers there, did what they could to keep me on, not only rehiring me back part-time or just hiring me back in general. Even if I went from full to part-time, I came back to the Best Buy family. They didn't even let me go in the system. They didn't officially terminate me in the system. They wanted me to come back. They knew I was coming back. So so there it is at the top there in green. I spent nearly $4,400 in hats. I'm really sorry to do. Hold on, I wonder if I can. That one. Yeah, we'll just keep it like that because I don't think I returned that mystery hat, to be honest. Oh well. I didn't like it though. I think it was the Yankees hat. So nope, screw it. Just gonna make it up even $4,400. So these numbers, I just either if it's like $34.93, I round up to $35. If it's $35.15, I just go to $35. So the average per pay period I paid for hats, $190. And the average that I paid for per hat was $35. So now, granted, I'm all over the place with buying hats because you saw that I bought from Hat Club. 18% of the hats this year came from Hat Club, and 12%, if not, I think no, 13% came from eBay. So for sure, that was a decent chunk of hats that came from a place of market where the hats are not valued the same. They could be lower more often. I only paid like resell like maybe 2 times this year. I don't really pay resell because fuck resellers because they're not real people. At least the grimy ones that use bots that came over from the sneaker game. So that's the review there of the hats. Now that's an idea. Granted, there was about 15 hats, maybe it's anywhere from 10 to 15 hats that I didn't document on this list here that I probably paid more, closer to, I would estimate about $4,600. No, that's anywhere from yeah, probably 4,600 actually. I'm thinking probably I spent in hats for the year about. So that's that. So we're gonna close out the video here. You're not gonna see me. It's gonna be too much to put together, too many videos like that. You just need to put the videos out. Like I said before, comment down below your perception of how you would define hat diversity and how you would define it by numbers. Is hat diversity having equal amounts of different hat styles, hat places you bought from, representation of the hat, or is it having, at least a handful of one category, even though it might be trounced by another? So let me know in the comments down below. I think in 2022 we'll talk a little bit more about hat diversity and kind of redefine it, not redefine it, but maybe make an official video on it. Let me know in the comments down below. How much did you pay for hats this year? Did you pay a lot in hats? Do you know? Or did you just not care to track yourself and be like, nope, I spent a shit ton. I know that, and I'm proud of it. And my wall hates me for it. So good for you. Otherwise, like I had also mentioned before, keep your notifications set for the #1 hat channel on YouTube. We are so close to 1 million subscribers in the classroom that I would hate for everyone to miss out on finals week here. A lot of cool videos coming out to wrap up 2021. Some of the videos you'll probably be seeing in 2022, but it wraps up 2021. So that's what's going to be coming up for the channel. And I will see you all the next time in class. Class dismissed. Bye, everyone.